the top 200 riders inside of the world, there's not that much difference between us. It ultimately depends on luck in terms of right time, right place, maybe right project, right team, right crew chief, don't have injuries, or also if you grow up inside of Europe, there's way more opportunity there inside of, or growing up inside of America, or you have to do that massive effort to go over, try and make that work, etc., etc. But, I think that from a MotoGP standpoint, when the guys used to turn up and try and do wildcards, whether that was inside of MotoGP, with bikes or in Moto2, people got like a real unfair rap or an unfair choice or go on things, because you just can't. It's clear from this, from today's day and age, you can't just turn up on a bike that you've never seen, on tires that you don't know, on a track that you've got no experience on, and normally in the middle of a season that everyone's up to speed, etc., etc. So there's just been this kind of talk in terms of maybe Americans it's the same thing. I don't want to have too much of an opinion on it, but for attack racing, I think it's that with Bobby Fong going over, again, in the years that they've done it before, you're just on a hide into nothing because you don't get a factory bike. The boys haven't really rode those tires, hasn't seen those tracks, etc., etc. And they're going in at the end of the season where, okay, Bob is up to speed, but those boys are so up to speed and they're so dialed in with everything that they have. And I think that as much as the good intention is there, it just sometimes has a bad rub-off effect in terms of, every time American comes over, they don't do anything. It was very good that Spies, opened the doorway there for a while. I think that Cam did a great job while he was over there. I think that Joe continues to do a good job that he's over there. I'm sure I'm missing someone.
Gerloff.
Yep, Gerloff, same thing.
On the BMW, killed it.
Absolutely. And he hasn't lost it.
No,
it's just on a Kawasaki that doesn't work. Hey, Johnny Ray went from a Kawasaki to a Yamaha and it's not working.
Yeah.
There is that. Sometimes and when we're talking about half a second, we're talking about guys that are incredibly talented, but whatever it is in their armor, isn't being extracted by that motorcycle. Pecco Bagnaia, we can talk about it because it's literally just happened. He's in a factory Ducati team. He rode for factory Ducati last year, unstoppable. And this year, there's been times that he's essentially a back marker. He's not, don't get me wrong, but he's finishing in the last 5. Would anyone have ever thought that was ever, possible? But whatever it was, wasn't fitting with his riding style. There's guys that it doesn't matter. They can be a little bit left, a little bit right. And there's some guys that just like a sweet spot, but when they can find it, they're incredibly, fast.